Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So this evening, I want to talk to you about something. It's going to be real short. But I was having a conversation with someone, and I will keep her name anonymous. We were talking about, we were reading in the beginning, Genesis, because as you guys know, those of you who read the Bible, those of you who read Genesis is filled with mysteries. And it's like every time I read it, I'm aha into a lot of different things. So we were talking about this one particular verse, Genesis 2 Genesis 2 verse 18, about the helpmeet part. So in her opinion, she feels as though she is to stay home and remain a housewife, and the husband has to take care of her. Okay, I can understand where she gets that understanding from. But when I brought this verse to her, which is chapter 2, verse 18, I'm gonna read it to y'all right quick. Oh no, that's not it. Hold on. It is not the verse. Oh, chapter 2, verse 20. So in Adam gave names to all the cattle and to the fowl of the air and to every beast of the field, but for Adam there was not found for him an helpmeet. Okay, and if you go down further, okay, so we kind of took that verse and we went into the Hebrew and we looked up that verse and we looked at that word helpmeet, and we see that it translates to ezer kinegdo. Now that word ezer, it simply means help, or one who is a succor. I think that's what it says in the Hebrew. Now, when I look at those words, it's basically just meaning that you are his assistant and support. I'm going to read it from the dictionary. Assistance and support in times of hardship and distress. Give assistance or aid to. So I asked her, so how do you give assistance or aid to him in support of his hardship or times or distress? You know, how do you give that support if you're just home and he's taking care of everything? You know, when does your title or your role kick in? You know, what do you do? Well, I'm there. I cook for him. I make sure I clean the house. I make sure I raise his children. And I said, okay, that's it? Yeah, like what else do I have to do? His job is to take care of me. Now, this is what she's saying. His job is to take care of me, and his job is to make sure he pays the bills, and I just cook for him and, you know, conjugal visits. And this is what she said in using the 3-letter word. Raise the children, and that's it. So I'm like, okay, so if he's having a hard time at work, if he's had a hard day at work and he's stressed about finances, are you going to be his counselor? Are you there to be his counselor? Are you there to give him any type of advice? I can try, but you know, what if he doesn't listen? And so I had to really sit her down and let her know that is her job. You not only will be his personal chef, his mother to his children, his personal cleaner lady. You have to be his ear. You have to be his ear. You have to be there to listen. You have to be there to reason with him. And when you see that he's going through hardship and times, and you can't beat him up about it. You have to be there for him. You have to be there to support him. You have to give him you have to be that voice of reasoning for him. And she sat there and she's like, okay, you're right. You're right. But what if he just not listening? I'm like, well, you have to be patient. You just have to be patient. We were created initially. Women were created to be Adam's equal. We were there, right? But the minute that we violated and listened to the voice of evil, we were demoted. You know, we were demoted, and we were made to be ruled over by men, by our husbands, and that's just something that we just have to accept. So she then went in to talk about so what did she say? She asked about, you know, what if he decides to have another wife? And I said, well, that's when you guys have to sit down and talk, because even though it's not a law in the Bible for him to have another wife, it is our culture. So it's not like something that he has to do. So you guys have to come together and talk about that. That's something outside of you being his help. So regardless of how you're feeling, you still have to be there for him and be his listening ear. Okay? Even when you see that he's doing something wrong, you have to be there to help him and show him in the most humble way where he's going wrong. See, a lot of women, we feel as though we don't have that right to explain to our husband and to express to our husband, to our mates, when he's wrong. You can do it, and I'm sure he will accept it, but you have to do it in the most humble way. Not, see what I told you. See what you're coming at him with all this testosterone, and you think he's gonna listen? He's not gonna listen. He's just not gonna listen that way. And not to be spiteful, even when you see your husband doing wrong, anything against Torah, you have to be that person to sit down and help him and work with him. And don't uphold his evil just so you can say, I told you so, because that's your job, to help the family. That's how family gets stronger. Okay, so and us being the woman in the house, we are the pillars of the house. Without us, the house doesn't stand strong. Because yes, we balance out our husband. So yes, there's gonna be hard times where you feel as though he's coming and he's very aggressive about how he's feeling about certain things. You listen. You just listen. You don't listen to respond. You listen to understand him and to be empathetic. And then when you see he's calmed down, then you sit him down and you talk about the situation. Most of the time when your husband sees that you're listening and you're getting yourself all agitated because you're waiting for him to stop talking so that you can respond, it's just going to make matters worse. When she saw that I was bringing up good, valid points, she brought up about her working. You know, she said, well, I don't feel I have to work. I feel that he has to take care of me. And I said, no, you're right. Because those are the set rules in the Bible that men, if he does seek to, if he has his desire to seek another wife, then your food, your clothes, and your duties of marriage should not be diminished. Yeah, so that means you got to take care of me. Okay, fine. So what about all of these women that promote Proverbs 31? This Proverbs 31 woman was not sitting on her behind all day just waiting for her husband to take care of her. This woman worked all night, got up early in the morning before sunrise, preparing things for her household. Show that her children and her husband, and get this, her maidens, who could possibly quite be future wives or concubines to the husband, I don't know, but she was making sure that the house was straight. So even though we don't have a quote unquote 9-to-5 job, our job is to still help support our husband, help him. Don't put the whole burden on him, because it could be sometimes, you know, at times he may not even be financially stable, and he just have one wife. So you're home just doing the bare minimum. I mean, what is your purpose? What is your purpose just doing the bare minimum? How are you helping him? Proverbs 31 woman in the Bible, she made clothes. She went afar. She bought back wares. She sought out fields. She purchased them. She did a lot. Take the time to sit down and read that chapter. And I told her to just take the time to sit down and read that chapter and go over each verse, and you'll see that she's not just sitting home watching whatever TV show is out now, just watching TV all day and on Instagram, on Facebook, just on social media, just doing a bare minimum. We as Black women, Hebrew Israelite women, cultural women, we have a job to uphold for our men. We just do. And without us, they fall short most of the time, because they don't have that strong backbone, that strong ezer, that strong help to assist along daily struggles. Why should he be at work 8 to 12 hours a day and then come home to nagging and nitpicking and stress He should be able to come home to peace. And this is what I'm telling her. Yeah, but he need to find another job. And yeah, he need to do this. Okay, how about you both sit down and try to brainstorm and figure out what you both can do, what type of business you can open up on your own to assist him. Also explain to her that once we understand our roles, once we understand one of our first titles that was given to us by the Almighty, which is a help, you'll humble yourself as a woman and embrace that title and do the best you can do, whatever it takes to assist your man. Even after the curses came along, when the Most High told the woman that your desire shall be unto him and he shall rule over thee, I had to ask her, what is your opinion about that? Excuse me, because that's a clear command that you have to allow this man to rule. You have to allow yourself to be ruled. So even though you may feel that buck inside of you, you have to allow yourself to be ruled. And most of the time, women don't allow themselves to be ruled because that total, completely desire is not there. Okay, so that longing, that craving, that desire that you have for your husband, if it's not there, more than likely 9 times out of 10, you're not going to allow yourself to be ruled. Okay, but most of us do have that longing, that craving, that desire, so that you would do anything for your man. So that's when the complete desire is to him, and that ruling part, it's not even like having a boss over you. It's gonna come easy. It's gonna come natural. So I say all of that to say this: embrace your title as a helpmate. Embrace your title as a woman. Go ahead and do your own research. Read that Proverbs 31 woman chapter, Proverbs 31 chapter. Go back to Genesis and understand where we fell short as women. Understand where we fell short. Understand the title and the curse that was put upon us by the Most High. And being a wife will definitely come easy and a breeze. It sure will. But until next time, guys, thank you again for tuning in. I hope that this video was enlightening to some of you, even though I just felt like I was rambling. I just had to get it off my chest. I'm looking at her like, sis, you just don't know. When you have a good man and he's doing the best that he can, and you're at home nagging and you're finding every little thing to complain about, you're just going to push him away. And I'm sorry to say, you're just going to push him away. And then you're going to wonder why the chemistry isn't there. You just got to do your job. Until next time, guys.